than 40 years as a rock star, Keith Richards has tempted fate. But it wasn't sex or drugs that almost killed the rock and roll star. Richards confronted celebrity near-death experience number 15 while vacationing in a tropical paradise. The band just finished the Australian leg of their Bigger Bang tour.
The Rolling Stones' Bigger Bang tour is the highest grossing tour of all time.
On April 26, 2006, 62-year-old Richards was taking a break with his family at a $6,000 a night resort on a private island in the South Pacific.
Now, Keith was up apparently 6 feet in this tree. We don't know why he was in the tree, but we do know that he was being called to lunch, so he needed to get out of the tree.
But his dismount went awry, and Richards plummeted to the ground, smacking his head against the base of the tree.
After Keith fell out of the tree, he just went about the rest of his day. There was a report that he even went jet skiing.
If you fall from a height that's around 6 feet, certainly that can be fatal.
It wasn't until later he started having some severe headaches.
The aging guitarist was airlifted 1,300 miles from Fiji to a hospital in Auckland, New Zealand. The whole family gathered at his bedside.
After being observed for a few days, they didn't see anything that was alarming.
He was released and then actually had to go back because this was a much more serious injury than they initially thought.
He was having a lot of pain, went into the hospital immediately, and they found that he had a subdural hematoma, which basically is bleeding of the brain.
Doctors scheduled emergency cranial surgery.
An incision is made in the head, a piece of the skull bone is removed, the covering of the brain is opened, and the blood clot is evacuated.
Of course, they put me out like a light. Usually I'd be hanging from the ceiling at the idea of brain surgery, you know. But I had total confidence.
Though the operation was successful, the Stones postponed 15 dates on the next leg of their tour so Keith could recuperate.
So Keith's fine, you know, his head's better, it's all there, you know.
It was like, I bashed my head and went to the garage and came out the other end. It was like, although I realise now that it was like a little more serious than that, but I tell you what, it was an experience.